Hello, I'm going to run the PC version of the King of Fighters 2000, but I'm going to do that in a slightly unusual way to try to get it to play better. You see, there's a version that's sold on Good Old Games. I actually have that right here. It's currently on sale on Good Old Games or GOG.com for I think it's only $1.79 right now. It's usually $5.99. I think $5.99 is the current price on Humble Bundle. That's where I got it originally. But I'm pretty sure it's the same thing on Humble Bundle and GOG. I've actually never tried the GOG version. I read the reviews and it sounds like the same thing, so I'm just going to install it now and we'll find out. Okay. I didn't look at the options. That's a problem. Where do you suppose it installed? If it installed like... It didn't. Where would it install itself to? Well, this is a good start. GOG Games folder. Okay. Yeah, it's a .mu version, and there we go. So that's what we want. I'm not even going to run this because this version is by .mu. That's the developer, I guess, and it's basically just a bad emulator running the MAME ROMs for the game. I don't want their bad emulator. I mean, you know, it'll run, but it gets pretty poor reviews. I just wanted the ROM. So for NEOGEO, we need the game ROM, which is this. It also includes this, which is like a decrypted partial ROM. I don't know why they have that in here. Maybe they had some kind of problem getting the regular ROM running or part of the regular ROM running in their emulator, so they needed a part of it to be decrypted in order to run. I don't know. That's pretty bizarre. So you need two ROMs. You need the game ROM and the NEOGEO system ROM. We can look at this NEOGEO system ROM. Oh my gosh. They actually included a lot more stuff than... this is the same amount of ROM files that come in the KOF2000 version sold by... Or not the KOF2000 version sold by Humble Bundle. It's only on Humble. It's only Twinkle Star Sprites that has all of these things in it. It's got Unibios up through version 2.3. And a bunch of other regions like Japan or something. I don't know exactly what those are. Anyway, the one on GOG has fewer regions, so I guess or on Humble Bundle, so I guess you might as well get this one. Anyway, don't need this decrypted thing. Just need the game ROM, KOF2000.zip, and the NEOGEO ROM, NEOGEO.zip. Now again, I bought these straight up off of GOG, so I own these files now. They're my legally acquired ROMs. Nothing wrong with ROMs as long as, you legally acquired them. So, okay, so let's go stick these somewhere else where I don't have to run through .mu's crummy emulator. In fact, there's a very good emulator that's free, and that is a MAME, multi-arcade machine emulator or whatever. So I got the game. I got these legally acquired ROMs off of GOG.com. That's Good Old Games. And I got MAME off of mamedev.org. That's MAMEDEV.org. I'll have these links in the description below the video. And I installed... Why am I sing-songing that? I installed MAME over here. MAME has a folder called ROMs. going to pop copies of these ROMs, my legally acquired ROMs from the .mu version of KOF2000, bought on GOG.com. So now my ROMs are there, and in my MAME ROMs folder, just realized I'm not recording my mouse pointer. Oh well, you can follow along. And now I need one more thing, because MAME is very picky, and it is not going to be okay. Even though this is a lot of system ROMs, it's still not the full set that MAME wants. MAME actually wants Unibios through version 4. So there's like a 3, a 3.3, and a 4. Maybe, I think that's about it. And you see this only goes up to 2.3. It might also want some other system ROMs. Now there's a way around that, so I could run the game just with these ROMs, but there's another Unibios ROM we can get, nice and free and legal, so I'm going to use that one as well. I like that one. And I downloaded it earlier. It's the Unibios 4.0 BIOS. Now this is freely available from its author's website on the web, and that is that site. Again, this will be linked below the video in the description. That link is, that URL is unibios.free.fr. Unibios is spelled Unibios, and the author is Razula, and 2 or 3 years ago, he made the latest version of his Unibios free. He used to sell it. He would, in fact, put it onto chips that people could socket into their NEOGEO consoles or arcade boards, and so be able to use his Unibios functions on their actual NEOGEO hardware, which is really cool. He sort of disappeared about right after basically releasing the Unibios 4.0 for free, and he hasn't been heard of online since, as far as I can tell. He used to post on the NEOGEO, what's it called, the NEOGEO fan forum. I forget. Anyway, he posted there. But his last post there was, people saw that he had announced on his site that he was gonna be not be selling the BIOS anymore, and people were worried, and and some people had, I think, heard that he hadn't been feeling well, and he showed up and posted, and about his last post, he just said, yeah, I wasn't feeling well lately. He just said he was gonna take a break, and he hoped to be back soon, feeling better, and that was about it. So hopefully he's doing all right and just enjoying a well-earned break, living his real life, but nobody seems to know. Anyway, he's a legend, and he made a great thing with this Unibios. So I don't need the full Unibios. Or wait, no, there's only one folder in here. Or a file, really. It's unibios.rom. So I need that, uni-bios.rom. I'm going to copy that, Control-C. Going to go back to my MAME install. Why did I make so many folders? Okay, and I'm just going to paste it here. Now, this is not where it needs to be. This is not the name it needs. Unibios, or MAME, MAME wants Unibios 4.0 ROM to be named uni-bios _4 _o, I think, .rom. And it needs to be in the NeoGeo.zip. So I'm just going to drag it in there. See if it got in there. There we go. So that's the same format as the others. So, yep, that's what I want. So, to recap, I've taken the KOF2000 .zip game ROM and the NeoGeo.zip BIOS ROMs from my legally purchased from GOG.com installation of the King of Fighters 2000. And you can also do this with the version on Humble Bundle. I think that's just humblebundle.com. And I actually haven't tested this GOG version yet, so we'll see. But it looks identical, except for it's got more system ROMs in it, I think, which is interesting. And we have put them in our MAME ROMs folder to run in a superior emulator, namely MAME. And then additionally, we have downloaded the Unibios 4 ROM from the Unibios author's site on unibios.free.fr and renamed it to follow the naming convention of the ROMs that MAME is going to be looking for. So it's uni-bios _4_o, and we have put it into the NEOGEO.zip that we got from Good Old Games. So that's all set. Our ROM should be set. So now we just have to run MAME. Now the trick is, because we still don't have all of the Unibios ROMs that MAME wants, like I was saying, there's a Unibios 3, a 3.3, maybe some others between 2.3 and 4. I don't remember. There might also be some other regions that we don't have here. It won't run. If you just try to run it in MAME, it will not run. In fact, I guess I might as well show you that. So you can run MAME, the GUI, by double-clicking mame.exe. Look at that, King of Fighters 2000. So it found it, but when I try to run it, yeah, so we're missing stuff. It wants Unibios 3.3, 3.2, 3.1, 3.0. Well, you know, MAME, if I had legally acquired versions of those, I would give them to you, but I don't. Razula does not have the old Unibios versions on his site for download, only 4.0. So I can't run MAME through the GUI, which is fine. We're going to be a power user, and we're going to run it through the command line, because the command line is less picky and does not check all those useless ROMs. Hey, it's National Cheesecake Day. Did you know that? Did you have your patriotic cheesecake today? Of whatever sort of cheesecake that means. I didn't, I guess. I guess I'm not a patriot. I don't know. Okay, digressing. So, let's go to our MAME folder. So, if you've never used, I went to the Windows Start menu, and in the search in the program field, I typed CMD, which is the command prompt, and then I hit enter, and it ran the command prompt here. So, and I used cd ... to back out to the root directory, because I put my MAME directly in a weird place. So you're gonna navigate to wherever your MAME directory is located. There are other ways to do this, probably better ways, but anyway, this is how I'm doing. Downloaded stuff, games. Again, you're going to wherever you put your MAME folder. I think that's it. Okay, so now we run MAME from the command line, and that is, it's the MAME program. You don't have to type the exe, you just type MAME. Now, MAME, you can enter the machine name, so you can enter NEOGEO, but you don't have to do that, at least not for KOF2000, I think, because it can just tell from the name of the ROM. I think the ROM name is unique. So KOF2000, now you can enter some parameters. I'm going to enter -nofilter, which will make it not be filtered and blurry. It'll be nice and sharp. And I'm going to enter, we need to specify, I want to specify my NeoGeo or my Unibios 4 file. So I'm just saying -bios, Unibios 4.0, no point, just 4.0. And I'm going to set the volume for recording, so it will not be drowning out my weirdly dry-throated voice here. -10, I think, is what I decided on. And that will hopefully run it. I have not run this GOG version ROM before, but it looks just like the one from Humble Bundle. So let's see if it runs. Kabam! There's the Universe BIOS splash screen. You can turn that off in the Universe or in the Unibios settings, which we'll go into earlier. And then it just roll the KOF2000 intro. Now I'm going to hit P. P pauses it in MAME. So we paused. The menu in MAME is brought up with the tab key. What else? There's a sort of settings thing that you bring up with tilde. That's where you can check your volume level. I see it's at -10 that I set through the command line. You can change that with left and right. You can page up or page down to go to other little on-the-fly options you can set. I have not messed with these. Screen stretch, position, etc. So there's just a few settings that I have found so far that I like. Again, I am not a MAME master. I've basically spent a chunk of the last 12 hours or something trying to figure out how to get this working like I want it to, and I think I've just about got it. You are going to probably want to set up some controls and input settings. I think we just go to input devices. This is the wrong spot. This is not it. This will show you what. So I'm using my Hori Real Arcade Pro 5 PS4 stick plugged into a USB port here on Windows 11. It's on its PS3 setting, and so this is just how Windows recognizes it as kind of a generic USB controller. That stuff is handy to know, sort of, if you really had to mess with it. But where do we? Oh, here we go. Okay, so input assignments this system. So the things you're gonna need to set are coin 1. If you're running the arcade version, you need a coin. You need to be able to feed it coins, unless you put it on free play, I guess. But I like feeding coins; it's fun. So you need coin 1. You just hit enter, and then you hit the button on your controller that you want. Oh, I screwed it up. That one. Oh no. Okay, and now I need to fix this more. I screwed up my start button. So you have to set the start button for player 1. That is here. Okay, I think oh, it didn't clear it. It's just showing it as double mapped or something. Press delete to clear. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Now why is start grayed out? I don't know. I've screwed everything up. Maybe it's just gray because that's one I just set. Or changed. You're going to need coin 1 and start, which I've possibly just screwed up. You're going to need, there's keyboard defaults for all these, as you can see, like coin 2 defaults to keyboard 6, service mode, F2, etc. We're not going to need service mode. We can access this with the Unibios shortcut on the controller, which I will show you. And then you need, for KOF2000, and basically all NEOGEO games use the same 4 or less buttons. A, B, C, D are the NEOGEO names of the buttons. In KOF2000, A is your light punch, B is your light kick, C is your heavy punch, and D is your heavy kick. So you can, again, hit enter and then the button you want to execute those functions. And of course, you're going to need your arcade, your directional inputs, player 1, up, down, left, right. Of course, if you want to have a buddy playing along with you, you'll have to set up their controls as well, unless they just want to use the keyboard defaults. Yeah, you probably have to have. I've found I have to have my joystick plugged in before I run MAME, otherwise it won't recognize it. And on my arcade stick, the arcade stick itself, the stick registers as hat switch, so I'm hat switching it up. So that's my controls. Yeah, that's all you need. So that's controls. Dip switches you don't have to mess with. We can actually mess with these through the Unibios if we want to. Bookkeeping info we can also view through Unibios, I believe. System information don't need to mess with. You can create like a NEOGEO memory card. I tried to mess with that, but you actually don't need that, so forget about that. I couldn't quite figure out how to do it anyway. BIOS selection we don't need to do because we specified that through the command line with the dash BIOS space Unibios 4.0 command line parameter. But if you wanted to change it, you could change it here and then go to reset and reboot to reboot in that different BIOS. Of course, so MAME is kind of dumb, and it will show all of the BIOSes that it knows are valid with this game ROM, but these may not be ones you actually have. So, for instance, I don't have Universe BIOS 3.2, so if I tried to run these, it would error out and dump me back to the command line. And video options, that's the other thing. So screen 0. Oh, it changed this. I should be on. The one I want is pixel aspect, so 10:7 ratio. What was it on? It was on 4.3. 4.3 is its default, but 4.3 is actually not. It doesn't match what I get out of my actual consolized NEOGEO MVS through component out. What I actually get is this one, pixel aspect. And I think that's having to do with the fact that actual NTSC video signal pixels are not square. They're slightly wider than they are tall. So I think they're like 10:9 ratio, the individual pixels. So they will make a slightly wider picture than just completely square pixels, which is what this would be, I think. And you'll notice that things will look, to me at least, they look a little too narrow. I mean, maybe I'm just used to this and this is wrong. I can't tell anymore. I've been playing on my NEOGEO, my actual Omega consolized MVS for years, so I'm completely used to how that looks. So anything that looks off bothers me. So anyway, this makes it look correct in my eyes. And you can rotate it around if you want to get freaky. If you set non-integer scaling to off, it will do pixel perfect scaling, which is technically more accurate. But it won't be able to fill up the complete screen depending on what screen resolution you're running. I'm at 1080p, so this is now at probably 4 times the NEOGEO 320 p resolution, so that's at 960 now with a border. But I just want to go full screen. I record off of my NEOGEO at 960, but I actually display off of my NEOGEO at 4 times resolution on my screen while I'm playing. I split the signal out to a second upscaler device, and I have that to 5x, so it actually, I can't see the very top and bottom and side edges of the screen, but you don't really need to see those. But I can't record 5x. It's not a valid 1080p signal, so I have to just go with 960 when I record from the actual NEOGEO. But I don't have that limitation here, so I'm going to let it, do a little sneaky rescaling and get me up to 1080p. Maintain aspect ratio. I do not like stretching the screen, so I am going to have that on. And that's, I think what I need. Oh, wait, there's one other thing. Where do I set that? Shoot. I don't know if I can set that here. Maybe I can't. Maybe I just set that through MAME, through the GUI. Well, that's where you can set those things from tilde. But these don't seem to save. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, so the one I need to do, or I need to show you that I set is vsync, and I don't see that here. So I'm going to hit escape to back out. I'm going to go run MAME exe. Let's try general settings. Yeah, here it is under video options here, under general settings, video options. I have wait vertical sync. I turned that on. Or no, that is on by default. No, yeah, I turned that on. So this is basically turning on vsync. If you leave this at the default setting off, the game can refresh faster than your screen refresh. I have an old monitor that only does 60 hertz. And that's the arcade refresh rate anyway. So for Neo Geo Arcade, so that's actually fine for this. If you have VSync off, a MAME will be able to refresh the screen faster than the screen can physically refresh itself. So that means that it'll only partially refresh, and you'll get what's called a tearing effect. You see that if you turn it on, it says it reduces tearing effects. And those tearing effects I found really distracting. They don't happen with the actual Neo Geo consolized MVS that I have, and it just made it look really janky to me. So I had to turn VSync on. VSync can, in theory, increase your input delay slightly, but I have tested the input delay from MAME before, and it is arcade perfect as far as my crude methods of counting the frame delay could measure. So I don't think turning it on will be a problem in my case, and probably not in most cases. My computer is a laptop that I got about 3 years ago. It was not a top of the line gaming laptop at that point. It was kind of like a sort of decent gaming laptop, whatever that means. And that was 3 years ago. And I'm recording this video in the background, so at 60 frames a second. So you don't need a powerful PC to run this, to run MAME with King of Fighters 2000. So if you have any kind of not really old, crusty computer, you should be fine with the delay, the input delay, but when you turn vertical sync on, should be fine. Okay, so that's what I needed to show you that I also set. And apparently that is not in the options that you access from the tab menu when you run through the command line. So I did have to run that through the GUI, and then you might need to click Save Settings, and then you can back out with Escape. Except I ran it twice. I don't know. My keyboard, my Bluetooth keyboard, MAME seems really picky about sometimes not getting the input. Okay, so back into the command line version. Okay, so let's get into setting up the Unibios, whose splash screen we saw there, to, I'm not going to hit pause because I need it running. So to get to the Unibios pop-up menu, you hit the start and coin buttons together. So as long as you've configured those in the, I'm going to pause, in the main input settings here. So, we have coin 1 set, we have start, player 1 start set. So on pause, hit start and coin together, and here's the Unibios pop-up menu. This is the Unibios 4 pop-up menu. You can tell just by little differences in the color scheme, I think. And all we want to do right now is soft reboot, but you're going to want to have your fingers close to the A, B, C buttons, because after hitting soft reboot, we want to get to the BIOS, the Unibios. Actually, Yeah, go to the Unibios main menu, which you get to by holding the NEOGEO A, B, and C buttons that you also set up in your MAME settings. So you hold those A, B, and C buttons after a soft reboot. So I think you can do it after a startup too. But anyway, so I'm gonna hit soft reboot and then hold A, B, C. Not the letters A, B, and C, but the buttons we set as the NEOGEO button A, NEOGEO button B, NEOGEO button C. So here's the NEOGEO Universe BIOS 4.0 by Razula main menu. Don't need to worry about this actually. So if you don't want that splash screen that shows that you're running the NEOGEO BIOS, you can turn that off here. I'm not sure if this will save. I think it should save it. I don't know. I don't think these things you would want, any of these others you would want to disable that aren't already disabled. And I'm controlling this with the Neo, so you can see it says down at the sort of middle bottom there, it says what NEOGEO buttons you hit to operate these menus. Don't need this stuff. So this is the main thing. So the big deal, the main function of the NEOGEO or the Unibios is that it lets you run your, like on my NEOGEO, my actual NEOGEO consolized MVS, which is an arcade board. It lets me, and I buy the arcade carts that stick into that. So I have an arcade King of Fighters 2000 cart plugged into it. But by default, that will run the arcade version of King of Fighters 2000, but with the Unibios chip inside it, which is how it came with Unibios 3.3. You can tell it to play the console version instead, and as far as I know, if you have a NEOGEO home console version, the AES version, you can, if you put a Unibios BIOS chip into those, you can use that to run the MVS arcade version. I think I've never had a NEOGEO home console. So I'm going to set this to Euro region. And Euro region is usually picked because it has the most language options, including English, which I guess is, and that's the one that's why it's in all the things I see, because I don't speak like Japanese or Chinese or anything, or Korean. So region Europe, and what else does it have? It has red blood, which the US region I don't think does. I think it replaces red blood with white blood, or white milk, or whatever you want to call it. So you do that, and then you pick between arcade and console. So I'm going to go the console version for a specific reason, because there's a console option that I like that can actually be used in the MVS mode, in the arcade mode, once you've set it and saved it in the home console version, and you cannot set it in the arcade version, but it will operate in the arcade version. So that's pretty cool. And I was sort of tearing my hair out. I was thinking maybe this just doesn't work in the emulators I tried. Maybe it's only on my hardware for some reason, but no, I got it working. I'd forgotten something, which I'll show you. So I'm gonna hit B for console, and then you just hit C to back out, and it boots the game. And this will be in home console version, so you don't insert coins. You just hit start, and then you get an actual game menu. King of Fighters 2000 was pretty disappointing. I mean, SNK got this game out just as they went bankrupt in the year 2000, so it was very light on modes. They were not able to add their usual survival mode or anything else. So that's why all you have is team play, single play, practice, and options. Options, what we want. You can set difficulty. You can set all these languages. It still has Japanese. And remember, we're on the Euro ROM. That's why it has probably Portuguese and so forth. Now the option I'm specifically thinking of is the power gauge option. I don't like the flashy effects from super moves or from the what's it called, the offensive mode and the defensive modes, armor and whatever the heck it is that you can engage from your power gauge if you have it charged up fully. So I just turn this off. The default is normal. I turn it off for both player 1 and player 2. So that's all I need to change here, really. And I turn flash off, but you can do that through separately in the arcade system menus as well. So you don't really need to do that here if you're just going to be playing the arcade version. Flash is the red or white screen flashes that flash the whole screen for a 60th of a second, a single frame. It turns a solid, like bright red or bright white when you get like a counter hit or somebody gets knocked out or something like that, and it kind of messes with my occasional photosensitivity, so I turn that off. Same reason why I turn off super is because they do like full screen white flashes and so forth. So that's just me, but it's kind of a deal breaker for me if I need to have that stuff set, or my eyeballs will revolt and give me migraines if I play the game a lot. So exit. Now the trick is, I've already saved these settings, but if you're just making those settings for the first time, it will not save them until you play a credit. So just going into arcade mode, and I guess it might have been faster if I'd done single play, but I've only ever tested it with team play. So you just have to go in here and let the AI beat you, basically. Since I have this on difficulty 8, the AI should not waste too much time here. If you just went and did a soft reboot now to go back to MVS mode, it would not record your settings. By the way, this popping up the Unibios menu with coin and start at the same time also pauses the game. The sound file, the music file currently playing will keep going, but the game is actually paused, so that's actually pretty handy. Of course, we're running in an emulator now, so you can just press P and MAME to pause, but this actually works like on my consolized MVS, so I can pause my actual arcade machine, which is pretty handy. All right, come on, Benny Maru, keep it rolling. Now, like I haven't changed any of my actual settings because I already had that. Now, did you see those little flashes and glitches around the edges of the screen? Those happen on my actual NEOGEO. So those are not emulation bugs. Those are actually perfect emulation. I ran this game in another emulator because I was having trouble getting this little AES setting to work in the MVS mode, and I thought maybe I would try it in a different emulator because I'd forgotten I had to let the AI beat me to get it to save. And so I tried it in Final Burn Neo, and Final Burn Neo ran the game fine, it felt like and looked like, except it didn't have those little glitches and twitches when stuff comes on screen during gameplay, and I'm so used to those being there that it was just wrong to me. It was too smooth. It was too perfect looking in Final Burn Neo. It just wasn't weird and funky like the actual NEOGEO display is. So, whereas MAME does reproduce all those little quirks and twitches of the actual hardware, it's pretty amazing actually. It's given me just further respect for MAME and the tremendous job that the MAME developers have done making this emulator. It's really astounding. It's real good. And I wonder, I kind of wonder how many of those little glitches and quirks the crummy emulator that comes with the .mu version reproduces, but I'm not curious enough to run it. Okay, so now that I think that finished, didn't it? Yeah, it did. So that played through a full credit in the game, and that means it has now saved those option settings. If I had just made them for the first time now, so then I would be free to hit start and coin together, soft reboot, hit ABC, and go back to the arcade version, because the arcade version has most of the options that I like running with. So I'm going to go back to Euro with button C and arcade with button A, and then back out with button C, and it will reboot into the arcade mode. Now, then I'm going to go into the arcade menu setup screen, and in the Unibios, in MAME itself, you would do that just by hitting F3, but I want to do that through the Unibios because it's cool and it's kind of nicer, and we're running Unibios, so why wouldn't I? So to do it in Unibios, you press and hold the NEOGEO B, C, and D buttons. So that's what I'm going to do as soon as I hit C here to back out and soft boot into MVS mode, arcade mode. So here goes. Pressing and holding B, C, D. It didn't work. Maybe that only works on a soft boot. So start plus coin. Soft reboot. Hold B, C, D. There we go. This is the MVS arcade setup screen. This is what you, I guess, would see if you opened the coin door on a actual MVS arcade machine. I don't know. The only thing I care about here, like bookkeeping is interesting. It'll tell you like what dates you run on, how many plays there were. I guess that's for, accounting purposes. I love this font. I love this big chunky NeoGeo font. I'm not sure what code number is. I thought maybe that was for, memory card, but I don't know what that does. There's a calendar, which MAME seems to handle itself. So setting up the soft dip is the one. There's per cabinet settings. This is at 30 seconds by default. That means after you insert a coin, you have 30 seconds to hit start or something. I turned that off. What else? That's about all I had to mess with here. And then for the game, this is the meat of the arcade settings. Play manual, this is on by default in MAME. Play manual is the little how to play screens that show when you start a game. Kind of gives you a summary of what the buttons do and stuff. It kind of just, takes a few seconds, but I don't need to see those. I pretty much have those memorized. Difficulty goes up to 8. The AES default is 3. The MVS default is 4. I play on the hardest one, 8, because it's not really that hard. Credit/level defaults to on/off, which means it shows how many credits are in the machine, but not the difficulty level setting. I don't care about the credits display. I like to show the difficulty setting, I guess, to show what a cool stud I am, but just so people who watch my videos can tell instantly what AI I'm fighting against. So that's just an easy way to do that. Game mode, you can switch between team play, which is the default, or I've never really tried single. I guess, this is the number of rounds you have to win, I suppose. So this would be probably the normal single setting would be 2 points, I would guess. I don't know. I haven't played single in forever, so I don't remember. Continue is defaults to on. I'm not sure what that is. I was speculating about this in the video yesterday, I think. Well, the first continue is probably just can you continue, after your team or character is defeated. The second continue, I think, is maybe the option you get. There's a name for it, and I can't remember because I haven't used it in forever. When you continue, by default, you can pick some sort of assistance settings it'll give you, like reduce your next opponent's life to a third or whatever it is, or so forth. I think you can like start with full power meters or something like that. When I used to just play a bunch of NEOGEO games, either on console or on old emulators, to my shame, because I did not have legally acquired ROMs at that time, I would always take, against the boss, I would just pretty much always die the first time, and then just take the, set their health to 1/3 option, and then hope I could beat them that way. But anyway, I don't continue these days because that's kind of boring. So I just set those off. You can't turn this off in AES mode, which is too bad. You can't turn the level display on in AES mode. What else can't you do in AES mode? Oh, you can't turn the how to play screens off in AES mode, which is kind of maddening. So all these are reasons why I prefer to play in MVS arcade mode rather than AES, i.e. console mode. I guess you can't toggle blood on or off in the home console version either. But I forget what the default for this is. It's probably on in the European ROM. I turn flash off which you can do in the AES mode on its own, because that makes a bright flash that hurts my eyes. Then you can set the language. I think that might put the FBI warning at the beginning. I don't know. I don't mess with that. So anyway, that's my settings, and all you have to do is back out. There's nothing like letting the AI beat you or anything. I guess you go to exit. So then it restarts in arcade mode. You see it's got my level display at the bottom. I guess I already had that setting made, didn't I? So that's not proving anything. So now it should all be set up the way I want. Oh no, I had it on level 7 before, didn't I? So now it's on level 8 like I just set it to. So yeah, that should be good to I hate that expression. Anyway, it should be ready now. Just like I play it on my actual NEOGEO. I guess I will set the team I was playing yesterday on my actual NEOGEO, which was Mai and then Joe, Robert, and Ralph. Just to, I guess both, you have something. This is in my previous episode. This team playing the game on level 8 on my NEOGEO MVS, and with these same BIOS settings and so forth, and so it should be, pretty much identical to what I got on my actual MVS, except it won't have the video artifacts because I play, I output from the Omega using its component cable, which gives a really nice picture, but if you really zoom down on the pixels, you could see some, standard component video artifacts. That wasn't very good. In fact, that was pretty bad. I don't think I can blame MAME for losing, though. Get him, Ralph. Oh, jeez, he's really hitting that spinner. So yeah, as far as I can feel, and I went back and forth with this between episodes. think my problem is I'm actually paying attention to what I'm doing now. Which is always a bad idea for me. Choi's gonna kill my whole team. Oh yeah. Well, that did, like, very little damage. Dang it. So you see on the power meters in the sort of just below the upper corners of the screen, you see the power meters up there. It says off. That's because I turned them off in AES mode in the AES options and then played a credit so that it saved that setting in AES mode. And then when you switch back to MVS mode, even though you can't set... oh, he went right under that? You can't set power meter off in MVS options. There was no option for that in the MVS, you know, arcade operator menu, because thanks to the magic of Razula's Unibios, all right over his head. Oh shoot! Because we set that in AES mode, double teamed. It has, I don't know Robert's controls, obviously. It has kept those for us in arcade mode, which is crazy, but I'm gonna die, I guess. Oh, heck. Ah, no, I lost by a pixel. So if you get frustrated, you can soft reboot. Oh, one final thing, I guess. So cheat database. Like I said, in Euro-ROM, blood is enabled, but Mai's chest bouncing animation is not. So you can use this cheat menu from the Unibios pop-up. That's from just pressing start and coin together. You can enable that. I think this is enabled by default if you're using the Japanese ROM. The Japanese region system, region ROM. And if you were playing AES mode, one thing you might find useful would be setting infinite continues. They're infinite anyway in arcade mode, in MVS mode, but in console mode, it defaults to limiting you to 4 continues or 4 credits or whatever that adds up to. But so if you were playing in AES mode and you wanted unlimited continues, you could enable that through the cheats menu. I haven't really messed with this stuff, but you know, it sounds pretty self-explanatory. But I basically just use it for this when I remember. Since I didn't remember that before, I guess we should do more Mai, because I failed. So now Mai's chest is animating. Oh my gosh. Oh, Ralph. Ah, this is not working. I'm getting butchered. Jeez. Oh yeah, autocorrect on him. Oh, jeez, Ralph. Oh, Ralph, thank you. Yeah, I just used all my strikers. See all those weird little glitches? Those are there in the arcade version. Oh, what do I do about Ramon? That'll work. Get off, you masher. Ah. Oh, shoot. He caught me. Ah, no. Oh. Yeah. Son of a gun. Oh, that completely... that backfired worse than I imagined it possibly could. Oh, that worked nicely on the other hand. Ah, my spine. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, no. Sometimes... It seems like sometimes you can roll in on maxima, and sometimes you really can't. Ugh. Shoot. Oh, that's right, he's a charge character. I kept thinking I could do... No, wait, what? Okay, well... Ralph saved me. Thank you. So anyway, I don't know, I just been thinking in recent months, like, you know, what if my NEOGEO breaks down someday? I can't really afford to buy another one. I don't have big money coming in anymore. Not that I ever did, but I had some money coming in. Now I make a webcomic for a living, for Pete's sake. Which is just sort of an oxymoron, but... So I can't buy another NEOGEO or even KOF2000 cart. Well, maybe a cart, I don't know how much they go for, but these days. But probably not great to try to buy one of those again if they ever broke, so... I do own, you know, thanks to getting the weird .mu version. I think it was, I got like the full pack of them. Like, I mean, it's like 20 NEOGEO games or something on Humble Bundle. They, 3 or so years back, they had a sale, and I got them all. There's a full bundle you can get there. Normally it's $40 on humblebundle.com for all the games, but I actually don't remember how much it was on sale for. Might have been one of those set your own price things. Ah, jeez. And so I've had all these, you know, legally acquired NEOGEO games. I mean, when I got that, I knew I'd read reviews of the .mu setup for those games, and I knew I did not really want to play them with the emulator that came with, but I knew that they were just so simply packaged. Oh my gosh. That you could just get the, you know, your ROM files that you paid for out of them. So I just archived those, and I've just had those sitting around. And I thought, you know, well, fortunately, one of them was KOF2000, which is really the only one I care about. There's some other fighting games in it, but again, most of them have like flashy effects that you can't turn off, which my eyes would not appreciate me for. Like Garo, Mark of the Wolves is on Humble Bundle. Samurai Showdown 2, which was kind of the Neo Geo game I first fell in love with back in college. There was an arcade machine of that in the lobby of my dorm. And I was too poor in college to play it because I sucked at it. But I could just watch the attract mode forever, basically. That's how cool I was in college. It's got Samurai Showdown 5 and I think 5, some other version of, I don't know. I always forget all the... Actually, I have the list I can go show you after I get out of here. Hey! Can I beat Joy? That'll help. Shoot. Oh, yeah, so that's his down up. Oh, shoot, charge move. Oh, hit him out of the air. Yeah, I love it. Oh, he just goes right under, of course. You gotta roll up on that. Oh, no. You're out of time, jerk. I did it. I'm having too much fun. It's just like playing on my arcade machine is what it feels like to me, so that's cool. I just get right back into it. I mean, I've been playing only the Neo Geo version for, what, the past 3 years? And this feels exactly like it. What can I say? Good job, MAME. That's all I can say. And thank you, Razula. And, yeah, thanks everybody. No! Ralf strikes again. I guess I'm just gonna let this roll then. See how far I get. I got to the boss last night on my first credit, and then I forgot that Joe's... I rely on throws to beat the boss these days, and I forgot that Joe can easily, instead of getting a throw, if I'm mashing throw, he'll go into his punch flurry, which against zero gets you wasted, and I got wasted. Yeah, let's everybody hit each other at once. Oh no. Oh gosh. Oh, how? This is trouble. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, come on. Okay. Jeez, he just hit me every time. Well, I guess I'm not going to get that far unless Robert pulls off a miracle. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Oh, I hate that. Okay, only have to beat Lin. Lin, I hate fighting. He's gonna combo me with his stupid Ah. Oh, no. Stupid charge moves. I'm dead. Oh, I didn't even get the throw. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, time's running out. Oh no, what was that? Well, that's enough. I'm not doing very well. Anyway, I still get high score. No! I haven't entered my name on my NEOGEO for so long because maybe I screwed up. Oh no, MAME. Don't. Oh no. Oh no. Oh well, that's not a good score anyway. So there's running the .mu version of the game from GOG.com in MAME for an improved experience, I think. Using as well the free Unibios 4.0 from the official Unibios website, which is unibios.free.fr. And then using the latest MAME from, or at least as of a couple days ago, from mamedev.org. So yeah, pretty cool. I can't resist playing it. It feels just like the arcade version of me. I guess I could say, oh, there was extra input lag because I lost, but I lose on the arcade version sometimes too. So it's probably just me. But yeah, that's that. Oh, I was going to show you the list of ROMs, and I guess for funsies we could compare this with the GOG.mu emulator version. Why not? What else do I have to do? Let's see. Here I backed up my ROMs folder. These are all the ROMs from the, what's it called? The on Humble Bundle. It's like NEOGEO Classic Complete Collection or something. So Art of Fighting 2, Blazing Star, Baseball Stars 2. This one looks weird, but it's actually Fatal Fury Special. Garo Mark of the Wolves, Ironclad, which never came out in the US. This is a prototype of a US version, I guess. It's a horizontal shooter. It's kind of like a it starts out on a sort of like Metal Slug style sort of theme punk level, flying above a little like Metal Slug looking town, but then like a mecha boss shows up, and I don't know, I didn't play it very long. I don't really like most of the shooters on NEOGEO. We've got KOF wait, what is this? What the heck is this? Oh, decrypted ROMs for something. Either 2000 or 2002. Anyway, don't need those. I think those are for 2002. I think I remember those showing up in the MAME GUI and looking a little sketchy. So it's got KOF 2002. It's got KOF 2000. It's got King of the Monsters, Last Blade, the first one, Metal Slug, Metal Slug 2, Metal Slug 3, Metal Slug X, which is a version of 2 with less slowdown, as far as I understand it. I played them long ago in an old emulator with not legally acquired ROMs. These are legally acquired from Humble Bundle. So thanks, Humble Bundle and .mu. It's got Polestar, Real Bout Fatal Fury Special 2, Samurai Showdown 5. I don't know exactly what that... Do I need to find out? Samurai Showdown 5 Special? I don't know. Sam SH5 SPE. I think that's right. No, I got that wrong. Or It's not a real ROM, or I don't know what that is. Or not a ROM that oh, maybe that's why there's two, because there's also, maybe it's this is the real one. These are all from the actual individual game installers that come with the Humble Bundle complete NEOGEO Classics collection thing, and I just installed all of them separately, and then just kept the actual game ROMs. I didn't really care about the other stuff. No, I spelled it. No, I didn't. I don't know. I've never tried running those. Well, I don't know what those are. I think it's SamShow 5 some version. Oh, that's a decrypted version. This might just need a different name. I don't know. Anyway, some kind of Samurai Showdown 5, I think. Samurai Showdown 2, I bet that runs. What am I doing? No? Well, heck. Well, I'm glad I'm only playing King of Fighters 2000 then. I mean, there would probably be some way to get these to run, or run them in... Oh, I guess that's true. I could try... It says it tried it in NeoGeo, so probably specifying the machine here is not going to... Oh. I don't know. I'm sure these run in whatever crummy emulator comes with... comes, in the actual full .mu install that I got them from. Sengoku 3, Shock Troopers 2, and Shock Troopers... Wait, there's more. Neo Turf Masters, and Twinkle Star Sprites. Yeah. Oh, what are you doing there? That's not cool. I got that from archive.org, but that is not legally acquired, so I've deleted it within 24 hours, as you just saw. That was when I was trying to figure out why I couldn't get the AES settings to turning the power meters off in the AES mode. I couldn't get that to be retained in the MVS mode like I can on my actual hardware. And so I thought maybe it's because I have my actual hardware has the Unibios version 3.3 in it. Maybe it was specific to Unibios version 3.3. So I felt like I needed to eliminate that possibility, because that was the only way my brain could move past that question. So anyway, that of course made no difference. What it really was I had to play a full credit in AES before it would save the settings. So yeah, just to make sure now for my sanity, this still actually runs my KOF2000 legally acquired ROM, right? Yeah. So anyway, some of those other ROMs you may have different luck with in MAME. Some of them, probably more of them, would run in Final Burn Neo than MAME will, because MAME's kind of pickier. Final Burn Neo, I actually haven't used any other emulator recently, but I guess the last time I actually ran this KOF2000 ROM from, I was doing the one from Humble Bundle. In fact, I was doing the one from Humble Bundle, which is what this one is here. What you saw me running now was the one from GOG on this video. But was I? Oh yeah. So the last time I actually recorded a video of running this legally acquired Humble Bundle KOF2000 ROM. I was running that in Final Burn, but it was the older branch of Final Burn called Final Burn Alpha. I guess development kind of ground to a halt on that, and like the developers, except for one person who objected to the way things were going, went and formed a new branch, which is being updated, called Final Burn Neo. So, yeah. Oh, I know why. It's because I made a clean ROM directory. I'm such a moron. Because I wanted to show just running the ROMs from the GOG KOF2000, but I don't need those right now. I'll go back to the ones from my full Humble Bundle, so I have to name them in the correct. That's because I have this document. Did I forget anything in my setup? No, it looks like I got all of it. Okay, those should work now. So, oh, come on. Snapshot 2. Yep. Just show me the Samurai Showdown. So these are the Humble Bundle .mu versions. Oh my gosh, Samurai Showdown 2 is so flashy. I mean, I love the game, I love the style, but I cannot play it. There are like red screen strobes all over the place. But the intro is legendary. So anyway, if you want to, have forever the actual game ROMs for these classic NeoGeo games, you can just get them from those .mu versions on Humble Bundle or GOG. The Metal Slug ones are on Steam. Actually, if you buy the Metal Slug ones off of GOG, you also get the Steam keys for them. So yeah, Samurai Showdown 2. What was that other? This one? No, did I just do that one twice? Yeah, Samurai Showdown 5. 5 Special, I see. Or I think it was in Japan, it was called Zero. This is on Euro region. So we'll see what this comes up with. Oh yeah, it was made by Yuki. Published by SNK Playmore at that awkward phase in their existence after the bankruptcy. I played this, I played the PS2 version of this. And maybe the PS4 version? I can't remember now. Or maybe I'm thinking of Sam Show 6 for the PS4 version. Man, those screen flashes. Anyway, so that's what those are. So Samurai Showdown 5 Special or 0 Special or whatever it's called. Is there anything else I wasn't sure about? No. So anyway, pretty decent selection of games. I can't play most of them because of the flashing on my eyeballs. But yeah. I could probably play Fatal Fury Special, but that I never really gelled with that game. Is that it? I think it's old enough that it's not super. Oh, it's probably got knockout red screen flashes. Oh, maybe those. I wonder. Oh yeah, so these are per game. These settings here. That's interesting. I think if you set these up through the MAME GUI menu, you could have it save for all games, maybe? It's got my hat switch settings. Oh, but I didn't set... That's right. Maybe I should go do that now. Nobody's going to care about this stuff, but I think I didn't finish... Oh, that's because I couldn't find them. Input assignments. No, I have... Oh, I don't have... That's what I needed. I have button 8 set to select instead of coin. I think there's got to be a coin one here, right? No, maybe not. There must be a different name for it here. Or something. That's rather awkward. It's got to be one of these. Maybe service. 9. Let's try service, I guess. All these special mahjong controls. Shoot. Oh. Well, that's the one I want, probably. No, not start. Oh, no. Maybe that'll do it. Except now is it double? Oh, no. You. This is gonna be. It's gonna be a miracle if this works. I guess it didn't save me disabling that. Oh, it worked. Beautiful. So yeah, there's the manual how to play thing. So this is Fatal Fury Special. Did I just pick my opponent? There's a whole plane switch thing. Yeah, so A plus B plus C plane switches. Why? Oh my gosh. My right stick is not set up. No. Why? How did I screw that up? Well, this is the fun of MAME, perhaps. Yeah, I missed that one. I would do that. Kind of amazed that the other ones actually coin and stuff works. Coin and start. Okay, now it should be perfect. But yeah, it looks like the machine Unibios settings have either reset or restored separately per machine. I don't want to fight it, my brother. I did that enough as a kid. Duck's cool. Be breakdancing on my face. Oh no, I forgot. No, so this... Yeah, I can't play that. Oh wow, the font's different. Soft rebooting was not really what I wanted to do. So that's, yeah, that's a game I can't play. To that level. That level not so great for eyeballs of mine. What else? Garo's fine. Garo I can play. I play the PS4 version, which is fine. That one's by Code Mystics. It's got a little additional input delay, but not a terrible amount. I just don't really like Garo, actually. I mean, I like kind of like the moodiness of it and the presentation, but not enough to, like, the characters are kind of tiny, and it's just a little too depressing. I don't know. Metal Slug 3 is an awesome game. It does have, like, big enemies when you hit them with flash. It's not so great for my eyeballs. Sengoku's kind of a fun beat 'em up. Sengoku 3 Shock Troopers are kind of fun. That one's pretty flashy, though. I think both of them. So I'm basically being a big stick in the mud here and not showing you all these games. I'll show you Twinkle Star Sprites, super flashy. I'll show you, well, actually, Fatal Fury, Real About Fatal Fury 2 is mostly okay, I think, but actually I was thinking I would show you Ironclad, because that's kind of a weird thing, being a never released North American prototype, I guess. It did come out before it came out on Humble Bundle. It came out, I was reading on Wikipedia, I think, came out on the Wii or Wii U or something, whichever one of those was out then. And then maybe somewhere else as well before Humble Bundle. But the beginning is not too flashy. And it's in a language that I don't speak up there for some reason. I actually have not tried these others. You gotta go with the weird biplane thing. You've got branching paths, which seems cool. You've got this horrible flickering. That's not so cool. I wonder if these also would need, like, video options set. Oh, yeah, they do. I'll be darned. See the little sort of Metal Slug style. This is a game by Saurus, who did some other NEOGEO stuff. So this, like, if I hold the fire button down, it can eject my little pod there that acts as a sort of super option thing, and then if I hold the button again, the A button, I think there was a way to, maybe B button? How do I get you back on my ship? Well, there's a bomb with C, or a super bomb, or get on my ship, please. Okay, maybe it's, okay, well, I guess it's B. C was bomb. So that part's kind of cool. I like the sort of low color palette. And then a mecha shows up. Or a mech, or I don't know. So that's weird. And then he gets all flashy, so this is about where I bail. And later, I think later levels look a little, yeah, that's gross. Let's not do that. Anyway, I guess I did have a commercial release in Japan, which I had not realized. So anyway, you can have fun with these game files from the Humble Bundle .mu stuff. let's go run the .mu, or yeah, the .mu stuff, which this is the one from GOG, but I think it's pretty much the same. I like that icon. I gotta save that icon. How would I do that? There's gotta be a way to do that. I'll have to figure that out. Change icon, advanced. Oh, where is it? System drive, GOG games. Does that work? Is it just a system drive is C, GOG games. Oh, wait, that's not it. Yeah, sweet. Okay, I gotta make a backup of that. Thanks, GOG. Oh, I had that right there. Stuff, games. You can just go here. Okay. Cool. Just cannibalizing these .mu games. Runs in a window for some reason. I mean, what? Whatever. I think there's got to be a full screen option, right? Good old .mu. Actually made a GOG account to get this. This was on sale. Oh my gosh. No. What? What was that? That was weird. What is this menu music? It's kind of weird, but I guess it's okay. Yeah, we don't want that. This might break my recording if it... Oh no, it just runs it all... This is like 640 by... Oh no, what is it? It's... Come on. What does this look like? It looks like 640. Oh my gosh. No, wait. I guess it might be 8 by 6. 800 by 600. I don't know. Wow. So if you full screen, it just stretches it. It doesn't give you more pixels. All these colors on these drop downs are hideous. Oh, you can actually do this though. That's nice. This is the MVS option setting. So, yeah, these are all the normal MVS option settings. Well, that's interesting. Just straight up just laid them out there. So obviously it's going to be running in AES mode, or MVS mode, so I will not be able to turn off supers. So that's why I would not play this version anyway, because I don't want the super flashies. Wow. That's it. So it just doesn't... There's no remapping controls. There's apparently no using a joystick. I like how they got a NEOGEO console diagram all sort of awkwardly squished in the background. Wow, this is horrible. Why are you showing me a picture of a NEOGEO stick in that little figure's hand when apparently you don't work with a stick? I would have to run Joy2 key or something and map Windows keys to my joystick. That's cool. I guess it has some kind of save state. Wow. What's with that blue? That might be the USA region startup screen. Well, I don't remember what the stinking keys were. Man, I think we're already dropping frames. Yeah, options. Show me the diagram of the controls. What? This doesn't even tell me what these... Well, so that's the NEOGEO buttons. Why are they over there? Oh, this is hideous. So unlike an actual arcade machine where you would use the stick with your left hand and the 4 buttons with your right hand, here that's all completely backwards. Coin is space. Escape is pause. Enter is start, so I need space and enter. Wow. This is really low effort here, guys. Yeah, space. Well, it doesn't let you turn how to play off. That's an odd choice, considering they did let you do most of the other arcade settings. I guess I'll stick with who I was doing, except I don't know. Yeah, that's punches down there and kicks are up above? No, that's a... Oh my gosh, it's all messed up. It doesn't make any sense. Why? Why? Yeah, arcade stick not responding. No. Good job. Good job, .mu. Well, I can't. Oh, this is not gonna... I can't. I would have to set up joy to key. It's actually running at okay speed, I guess, but the fact that you're stuck in this... What would it be if it was doing a pixel perfect... It's not 960. I guess it's 640 by 480. I don't know, whatever it is. Pretty weak. I can see why people were not impressed by this. Load. I actually kind of like that menu music now, but yeah. So well, that's .mu's version. So I wouldn't advise playing that version, but you can get it on GOG right now for like 70% off for like $1 something, $1.76 or whatever it was. And then just get the ROM files out of it and archive those somewhere for yourself, and you can just run them in MAME and have a much better time once you get MAME configured, which admittedly is a little fiddly at first if you're like me and you don't really know how that works. So yeah, MAME runs it good. MAME does a good job. That's all I got for today, I guess. I will be playing the actual NEOGEO hardware version for the most part, I think, until whenever that goes out of service, which hopefully won't be ever. But I just wanted to make sure I had a solid backup alternative in place. I mean, this is all sort of necessitated by the fact that there just has never been a really good console port of KOF2000 or PC port, as we can see here. I mean, KOF2000 came out on the Dreamcast. I got that. I imported that back in the day on Dreamcast, but those Dreamcast KOFs tend to have more input delay than you would strictly like. They're all right, but just not real sharp inputs, and they tend to have some load weirdnesses. I don't remember. I think the KOF2000, by that time, they had it down pretty well, so it was probably fine in the loading department. I rebought a Japanese import KOF2000 for Dreamcast, so I guess maybe I'll have to record an episode with it someday. But yeah, it just wasn't super hot. Yeah, Yeah, it's got slightly more, just yeah, a little more input delay than would be ideal. What else? So then there must have been. Oh yeah, there were PS2 ports, several. The best one I think is the I think this one only came out in Japan on PS2. What's it called? The Nest Saga or something compilation on PS2, which has KOF 99 through 2001 or something. And so 2000's in there. The only problem I have with that, I think it's probably got maybe like an extra frame of input delay. I tested all these back in the day. I don't remember what they are now. But the main problem with that, I was playing that one, but and it does have a couple more options. Like you can play just endless random opponent rounds in the practice mode, which is cool. The main problem I had with that is I just got tired of having to play the game in 480i and interlaced graphics. Just kind of kills the beautiful pixel art, having to see it in this flickery interlaced business. There was a later PS2 port that did come out in the States that ran it just did, what did it do? It used hardware acceleration on the sprites, the character sprites, so they have this weird like blurring on their interiors and just a weird aliasing on the edges because there's other stuff that's blurred, so it's just it's hideous. That game has like a party mode and extra strikers and stuff, but the graphics are just gross. What else? Then they ported that version to PS4. So still not great. You could also, at least maybe it was just released on the Japanese store for PS3, you could get a downloaded version of the PS2 version. The PS2, well yeah, it would have only been on the Japanese store. The PS2 NES collection you could get on the Japanese PS3 store. That just has more input delay. And that's kind of been it, right? Well, maybe there was an Xbox version. I don't know. Maybe there was a pretty good... I've never owned an Xbox, so I don't know. Maybe everybody's just yelling at me, hey, the Xbox version's the best, so I don't know, maybe it is, but I'm just going to go with the, you know what the best version is? It's taking the actual game good files from the .mu version and running those in MAME in Windows. So that's what I'm going to go with, I guess. Or playing, you know, if you still are fortunately have a working NEOGEO MVS laying around, play it on that. But the main version certainly seems pretty good too. So that's about it. I don't know how long the .mu version is going to be on sale on GOG.com. They're clever, I guess, and don't say, so they make you worry that it might end and you got to go spend your money now. So that's, yeah, under $2 on GOG right now. It's $5.99 or whatever on not on sale on Humble Bundle right now. MAME is free from mamedev.org, and Unibios 4.0 is free from unibios.free.fr. Thanks for watching. I have now repeated that about 3 or 4 times. I hope this was useful to somebody, or just you were just snickering at my clunky delivery and confusion this whole time, like when I forgot to set my full ROM directory back so I could actually run those Humble Bundle ROMs. Anyway, I do like this. You get this fun not actual KOF2000 specific menu music in the GOG version, so that's worth $1 something, right? But yeah, probably don't want to try playing the actual game ROM through here. You want to take that to a better emulator. That's it then. Thanks for watching this mess. I hope you got something useful out of it. And short version, you can play the .mu versions in MAME, and they're pretty rad. Yeah, I guess that's it. All right, thanks. Good night. Hello, quick addendum here. I noticed soon after I stopped recording the main part of that episode that MAME had towards the end of it kicked out a KOF2000.ini file. I think that might have happened when I ran the MAME.exe GUI and went into highlighted KOF2000, went into General Settings, and made some changes in there, and then clicked Save Settings. That might have been when it kicked out the INI. I'm not 100% sure. But there it is. And in the INI, there is a volume setting. Volume, and it was at 0. Now, I had tried to set the master volume in an INI file before I recorded, and I thought you would just put it in the MAME INI directory, but that did not work. I made a KOF2000 INI and had it with a volume -10 parameter in there, but that did not change the game volume when I actually ran it. Didn't change the master game volume. So I had found that you can add the dash volume command line option, and that worked, but it does work if you do it in an INI file named after the game ROM in the MAME root folder. So I've done that there. You can also do what I will probably do if I ever do have to, you play this if my NEOGEO ever breaks down, and I do have to run this version regularly. I would probably just make a batch file to run it from, so it would just be a batch file in that MAME folder and you can specify, of course, you can put, of course, whatever command line options you would want in there. You could do it that way. But I suppose it's easier just to have it in the INI file for the game. So now, if I run my batch file, which does not have the volume specified, but it will check the INI file when I'm running the game, and it will bring it up at the correct volume. In fact, another thing I wanted to do was if I was going to be, using a batch file regularly, you can't change the icon for a batch file, which is irritating, but you can make a shortcut, right-click, create shortcut. Then you can right-click the shortcut, properties, change icon, and I backed up that K- icon that came with, it was just an ICO file in that GOG games folder or whatever that was installed when I installed the GOG .mu version of KOF2000. So I like that little icon. I backed it up earlier to a different folder before I uninstalled the game. So I have it here. Just put that icon, that ICO file, assign that ICO file to this batch file shortcut, and then I could, you can't it's irritating to me that you can't just in Windows 11 you can't put a shortcut for a non-exe file, and even some exe files I don't think you can well, I could pin that to the taskbar, but you can't pin like this to it's not a exe file, so you can't pin it to the taskbar. You can't even pin it to the start menu, but I could, for instance, drag it to the desktop and have a pretty K- image there that will run my batch file, and just to demonstrate, it will it will bring the game up with the specified volume setting -10. So that's good. So yeah, just found that little bit about how to get the INI file for the game actually working and being able to set volume either through that or through, just make a batch file if you wanted to. So you wouldn't have to, retype and rerun from a command prompt every single time if you were running KOF2000 frequently from MAME. So that's it. That's all I had to add. Thanks for watching this whole darn thing, I guess, or at least skipping to the end. See you later.